Hi everyone, thanks for joining me in this session. During the next 15 minutes, I will try to explain how the role of a marketer will evolve with the rise of AI agents. Before jumping to it, maybe a little bit about us and where we come from so you can understand the rest of the session. We are the first European composable CDP for customer data platform. We try to connect the customer data to the marketing tools that marketers use to speak to their customers. We help large brands like Celio, L'Equipe, leverage their customer data, enrich it with intelligence, and then create lasting relationships with their customers. We serve them from two offices. The first one in Paris, our headquarters, and the second one in London. And we were built to address the challenge of using customer data while respecting GDPR, and we have a proprietary technology that we call no copy. So we surface the data without copying it in the different systems. So what we're going to show you in the next slides are the things that we see with marketers in their everyday job. It's not demos, it's more of a real application that we see on every day. And every day when we speak to marketers, the first question they ask us when the question comes to AI, will AI replace marketers? I think we can cut the suspense and say AI won't replace marketers. Humans, consumers will always need this human touch. But definitely the question that, if I was a marketer, the question that I would ask is, how will my job look like in the next 3-4 years? Now that we have AI agents that can solve very tough problems. And to start answering this question, maybe looking at the maturity framework from Gartner. I'm not the biggest fan of Gartner, but I like this framework. What we see right now is AI assistance for every application. It's the chatbots that you see. It's the way that you interact with ChatGPT, with Gemini. So they try to assist the marketer in its workflow. The next one are task-specific agent applications. So for example, asking an agent what is the best audience to address for this goal. In 2027, we'll start to see collaborative AI agents within different applications that will try to solve a global process. So for example, you will have an agent that will try to identify the right audience, the next one, the right offer to push on which channel. So those agents will try to collaborate in order to help the marketer achieve a global process. And then by 2028 and 2029, we'll live in a new era where agents will work with a human to achieving global objectives. So if we try to put this framework on the marketer process, we'll see 3 major applications. The first one that's mainly used today is assisted workflows. As I said, like identifying the right audience, the right offer to push to each of the customers. And 2026 will be around how can I give agents the ability to assist me in targeting the right audience on the right channel before reaching the level where we will leave agents orchestrate completely a marketing campaign. Let's see some applications. The first one is about how we can assist a marketer in its day-to-day job. We see two different patterns. The first one is conversational interfaces that will be used to identify the right creative, maybe identify the right audiences. It's mainly chatting with an interface to achieve the right output. The second one, which we believe in it, we at DinMo and we're building towards this, is one-click AI suggestions. So instead of chatting to an interface, we can click on a button and some agents will define the right subjects for an email, the right creative, etc. But this is mainly the application that we see right now. They are adopted by many marketers to help them remove the need of manual tasks on their everyday job. The second one that I find really interesting is around how the lifecycle management and the customer relationship management by marketers. You know, when we talk about CRM, it's generally around 3 main objectives. Is identifying the future customer behavior of the customers. Who are the customers that will churn? Who are the next VIPs? The problem with large language models is that they cannot understand how your consumers will behave, because there is a lot of patterns that are hidden within raw data, and we can't feed all your customer base to a large language model. So the approach that we adopt at DinMo is breaking down this in three different agents and leveraging, let's say, more scientific models that will try to understand the customer behavior within the industry context. For example, a first agent that will try to predict the churn by analyzing all the customer behavior, and then you can interact with it to find VIPs, customers at risk of churn, so you can address them the right way. And the second one will be around the offer that we will push to the customers. Like when you have like a lot of customer behavior, a lot of products that you're launching, even if you have an LLM that can have a lot of context, he can't understand how customers behave and what are the products that relate to each other. So having a mono agent that will produce this by surfacing all the data is really interesting. For example, let's say if you want to send a message to customers, knowing that they will be interested in this product will increase their propensity to buy or make the outcome that is expected by the customer. And the last one is the lifetime value predictions, especially in businesses where there is no subscriptions and customers can buy at certain moments. Understanding the ones that will generate the most of lifetime value can really be interesting. So here we have those three agents that will surface all the data, that will create some outputs that then can be fed to other agents that can work together, surfacing those outputs from mono agents to decide how to personalize the experience of the customers at scale. So if you look at the process of a marketer, before, it was identifying the audiences, the creatives, and then defining a static journey, saying, okay, my customer is joining now, they bought their first product. On day 2, I will send them this message. On day 3, I will send them the second message on this different channel. The problem with those approaches, they don't capture the fact that the customers have different behaviors. You don't have the same customer within your database. Each one is so specific. So using agentic methods fed with the mono agent that we saw earlier can enable marketers to change the process. By keeping the same inputs, which are audiences, the creatives, the channels, but leaving agents decide on the right way to address its customers. It's like having an agent for each customer that know their behavior, what's going to come next. And as you can see, we will have different patterns and different journeys for each customer. So now let's come back to the first question that we asked. Will AI replace marketers? Definitely not. But the marketers should understand that their job will definitely need to change, so they can adopt those agents, and those agents will cut the manual work that would have taken them a lot of time defining the right audience, getting insights, and they will be transformed from operators to supervisors and pilots. Historically, we had, for example, CRM manager that we hire because they are experts of Salesforce Marketing Cloud or Adobe Campaign. In the future, and we're seeing this transformation right now, is we will have marketers that will think differently on of the problem. They will define guardrails. How much can we talk to customers in a certain period? What is the goal for my company? Is it reducing churn? Is it creating more upsell and cross-sell? And then train those agents and understanding the outputs of those agents without needing to be the operator and the expert of a certain solution, which is definitely a change in the mindset and the way marketers will need to look at their job in the next 2-3 years. And this is why we built DinMo as an AI enabler for empowered marketers. So we try to solve the toughest problems in customer lifecycle management. We try to identify those mono problems, who are the customers that will churn, what are the products that we need to give to each customers, and we prepare this data so it can be fed to the different tools, not only to humans, but also to agents, so they can produce the right outcome. And how we do this? We connect to the source of the data. We don't copy the data, we connect to your Snowflake, to your Google BigQuery or Databricks, so we have an understanding of all the data that describes the customer lifecycle, and then we try to transform this into a knowledge that is a customer knowledge, so we simplify this for agents, but we also try to identify some knowledge about the industry. Agents, generally, they don't understand the context of the company, the specific context of the industry, so we try to model this and put it within a proprietary, what we call knowledge store, so we can simplify the task for the agents. Then we add another layer of decisionings that will, we have those mono AI agents that will try to solve those problems with methods like reinforcement learning, so they will learn and they will adapt to the change of the behavior of your customers. They will give insights, they will push recommendations to the customers. And then the last part, which is definitely important, it's not AI, but the ability to give this to marketers so they can understand it and then connect it to the tools that they use on every day. And this approach, we believe, is the right approach because it's IT approved, so the data will always be in the same place in the data lake of the company. And the marketing team will be empowered with the kind of insights that they will need, the kind of outputs that they will need, so they can operate and the customer lifecycle management and evolve it to adapt to the newest behaviors. And this way, we have an amplified value on all the tools that will be used. And if you look at some of the examples that we have right now and deployed within our customers' environments, we have those DinMo purpose-built AI agents that will be fed with the knowledge store that we spoke about earlier. We have specific agents that were built to solve different problems, like the churn, lifetime value, the products that challenge the next best action, and that will give this output for any marketer to solve the question, what is the next best action for each customers? And those outputs will be updated with each time that the customer makes a new action, a new event, and then they will be synced to the different tools that marketers use every day to speak to their customers. Whether it's a CAP like Braze, like Batch, or even a support tool like Zendesk or Intercom, so everyone within the company can have those AI agents outputs. And this is definitely how we see the evolution of the category of customer data platforms. Ability to prepare the data, to put it in a shape that can be consumed by humans, but also by AI agents to achieve the desired outputs and outcomes of the company with a plug-and-play approach. So we have the connectors to connect to any data source, and we have also the connectors to push this intelligence to the different tools. We do no copy of the data, so we leave it within its source, and we give full autonomy, and we believe that marketers need to have the tools that will enable them to capture those AI outputs without replacing them.